Hello, welcome to Miemie's Keepsakes. I'm Arnell. I am back with dephemerember and I'm just catching up on the 21st of December's prompt, which was vintage meets modern. Oh, I wasn't pretty sure how I can do vintage meets modern with what I had for a grungy journal. Anyway, something that would go with some of the other pages. So I used that same kit again. I will link it in the description box. I did cut these two images out and back them on cardstock before I start the video, just so you don't have to watch me do that. And I also cut a coffee dyed file folder to size for my ring binder. So I was thinking maybe doing these like this. Looks like a more vintage image to me, and this a little bit more modern, but we will play a little bit more in vintage and modern. So I was thinking of gluing her on here, sitting on the mushroom, and then making this a belly band. Only thing is I am a little concerned about those if you put the piece of cardstock in, but we'll see. Let's see what we can come up with. So again, another play on vintage and modern. This kind of gives a modern vibe, and this stamp more vintage. This one is Tim Holtz, and it is the Ledger script CMS 241 that I ordered the other day, because I don't know where my rubber stamps are. They're somewhere in a box, or maybe somewhere in a dumpster, I don't know. And then the Tim Holtz collection. This one doesn't have a name, but it almost looks like cheesecloth, the stencil. So let's make a back or create a background, and I was thinking of using some of the forest moss and then the distress oxide walnut stain, and maybe we'll do this in the forest moss and just get some of it down. I don't want the entire stencil on here, just here and there. Just get a bit of a background for our fairy, so she's not just sitting on a coffee dyed file folder, but something a little bit more interesting than that. Oh, I didn't put my glass mat down. Okay, let's just add a little bit here and here. I have to paint my desk after dephemerember anyway, I think, so I'm gonna not even worry about the glass mat. Let's just see if we have her here. We might need a little bit more. It's just kind of fading into these open. Let's just cover it all, and then we know she'll be behind the background. Okay, then I do want to add some water to it, just here and there, and maybe a couple. Okay, no, that's not gonna work with this, so let's, and as you can see, I left the file folder there. I'm just putting water on the more darker spots and leaving it because it's the oxide ink. Oh, it's not, it's the distress ink. So let's see what it does. Should I maybe have it run a little bit? Let's try this. Okay, and then with the distress oxide, Let's add some of the script on there. I'm wondering what other colors do I have in the Distress Oxide here by my desk. Let's see. Maybe I just want to add a little bit more interest, so I'm changing my mind. I do need my glass mat. Let's add this in here and maybe just get what to do. I made a decision. Sorry about that interruption, but I had to think about what I want to do in the background. So I'm thinking maybe I will spray just a little bit of oxide spray on here and see how I can make this a little bit more interesting for the background of my fairy and mushroom. So I will have to heat this, some of it. Whoa. Always more than you want. Don't want too much green because I already have green. Okay. And then I have this in Distress ink. It is Barn Door, and I'm thinking of just adding some red in here and there just to make it look almost like little flowers in the background. We'll see how that goes. Okay, so now shall we add a little bit of walnut stain in here too? Maybe at the edges. Okay. Okay, let's see how this works. This is just a bit of experimenting. I definitely want water on the oxide colors. And maybe some splatters. And hopefully it will, where it falls, react with some of the water on the paper. There's a red that didn't get water. Okay. Let's heat this up again. So heated everything up, and then let's add some of that. Let me just get rid of a bit of the water here. That's not totally dried yet, but I do like the background. So let's add some of the vintage script. Not totally dry, but I think it should be okay. And this is just to add a bit more detail, I think, especially around the edges. You can't even see that it's a script stamp, which is exactly what I want. I just want another layer there for the background. Okay. And now, where is my fairy and my mushroom? I did ink the edges as well, so I'm thinking I want this to be like a belly band, and this would be, well, most of it is more vintage. So I'm looking again at this book, which has a way more modern fairy that we might be able, if I can find an image here for a like a journaling card, then that would be perfect. And I'm thinking something with a little bit of red in it, but that you might not even see behind the mushroom, but we can always add, see, like this. Looking for an image with a fairy in it. So this book is The Mouldy by Nicola Bayley, I think, and Mayne. Let's do this one and see if this will work. I need to cut it smaller for sure. And this would be a more modern as well. If we have this behind our belly band, let's see if it will fit in. Her head would be the top, and this would be the bottom. I might need to cut a little bit more off. I wonder if I should, I'm just gonna do this. Get rid of those 3 or 4 squares on the top, and then hopefully it will fit into my belly band. Okay, and then on the back, I might add some paper in here. Let's find some scrap papers. Okay, this one has a tear in it, so maybe we'll just oh my, that's not a pen. We will add some writing paper in here, in that area there. Just cover the writing part of it. And these are again just my boiled papers. Cut it a little bit smaller. And straighter. Okay, that should do it. And let's ink this. Oh, let's put some ink on these 4 just so it looks the same. Oh, what do I do? Yeah. Let's just put ink on the edges here, because that edge is because of the boiling of the paper when I'm doing my eco dyeing. So that edge is just kind of built into the paper. I didn't make it, but let's just kind of follow through and do the same thing to all of it. we'll just ink the edges of this as well. Our more modern fairy and our more vintage fairy. So sorry if you can hear my cat, but I closed the door and he's sitting outside complaining because he wants to come in to this room. He's sitting in the hallway meowing, but I don't know if you can hear him. I hope not, because it's one of those annoying complaining kind of meows that you don't really want to listen to for an extended period of time. Okay. So let's see how that would look behind and if it would fit in. If I glue that down and that, it will fit in. Just kind of thinking it would have been nice to maybe have some glitter on here, but maybe I will do that with some splatters again. Okay, so let's glue her down and make some decisions, because I could be sitting here all day long being undecisive. I was just thinking if I wanted to add maybe cheesecloth behind, but then it would be difficult to get the let me just see how much of this, the little hand, and from there, okay. Then it might be difficult to get the journaling card in behind my belly band, so I'm not going to put cheesecloth behind this. Okay. Just get her to kind of look like she's sitting on here with her butt and her hand in the right spot. And if I can get the glue to dry, it usually dries fast, and the day you want it to dry fast, it doesn't dry fast. Anyway, there. Okay, and behind I'm just going to take some of this glue, remove it so it won't glue to the paper. And okay, next step, let's see, we want to, this is very white. I am wondering if I should go in with vintage linen. If I have it here, oh, excuse my arm, but of course it's way at the antique linen. Thinking I'm just gonna try to get this a little less white, just so it blends in a little better with my background, and I don't want too much, just a little bit. And I was thinking of spraying this with water, but it might just curl and bend a lot, so maybe I won't do that. Just keep it modern as possible. And then of course you can write here even over the image or along the image. There's a lot of space here as well for writing. Okay, hopefully that's a little less white. Let's see. Yes, I do like that better. Okay, so now let's glue. Oh my goodness, oh there it is. I just lost my glue. Oh, I need to do this way, so that is on the outside, and I am going to glue, okay, just a little bit overhead. And then the bottom here. And then hopefully the journaling card will fit in on there. Oh, this flipped up. Let's add more glue. Don't know why. Art Little glue is usually pretty good and pretty fast, but see if I have enough fingers to get this to stick. Otherwise I'll have to use clamps maybe. Now I got some glue, some ink on her dress. I didn't want that. Okay, and then my modern journaling card in behind. I'll have to stick that in behind when all of this is dry, and maybe I will get some clamps and glue it down. But that is modern, what was the prompt? Modern vintage? There. Vintage meets modern. So I would say this is my more vintage image and my more modern, my vintage fairy and my modern fairy here all in one. And I'm just gonna tuck it in there like that. I will glue this down with some clamps. And I do think what I'm going to do is I am going to add some gold splatters, but I am going to do that afterwards. And because it still needs to dry and everything else, and I will show you that again when we do the flip through of my journal. I am going to use flickering candle again, and maybe jack-o'-lantern, not sure. Yes, I think I will use jack-o'-lantern as well. Anyway, thank you for watching today. I am very happy that I'm still on track with dephemerember. I am still working on pages, extra pages and extra things for my journal that will come as I'm finishing stuff up, and we'll do a flip through at the end. So have a lovely weekend that's coming up, and I will talk to you again soon. Bye.